INFJs are often seen as mysterious and hard to understand. They make up only a small part of the population, but their impact in people's lives runs deep. They are loyal, thoughtful, and they care more than most people realize. If you have ever had an INFJ in your life, you probably felt a deep connection at some point. But something strange happens when they decide to walk away. They don't just take space. They don't take breaks. They leave completely, and they don't come back. It's sudden, final, and often confusing for those left behind. This video will explain why. Many people try to understand the INFJ after the fact. They wonder what went wrong, or why the INFJ gave up so quickly. The truth is, INFJs rarely make sudden choices. Their decision to leave usually comes after a long period of silent observation. While they may not say everything out loud, they are always paying attention. To understand why they don't return, you need to understand how they think and feel. Their reasons are not about being cold or dramatic. They walk away because something inside them says there's no going back. In this video, we will look at 6 deep reasons why an INFJ never comes back once they've walked away. These are not simple personality traits. They are emotional patterns that shape how they deal with pain, disappointment, and personal growth. If you've ever been cut off by an INFJ, or if you are an INFJ trying to understand your own patterns, this video will help you see what's really happening. INFJs don't leave easily, but when they do, they mean it. Reason number 1, deeply intuitive and vision-driven. FJs rely on their intuition more than most people. They are not just going through life based on what they see or hear. They process everything on a deeper level. When they are in a relationship or friendship, they are not just focused on the present. They think about where things are going, what kind of connection they're building, and whether it lines up with their values. They see the bigger picture. Their vision drives their decisions. They often have strong inner goals, and they want the people in their life to support that journey. If someone's energy, behavior, or values don't match their vision, the INFJ starts to pull back. They don't always explain this out loud. Instead, they quietly begin to detach. Over time, this detachment turns into distance, and then one day, they're gone. It's not a snap decision. It comes from a deep place inside them that sees no future in the connection. They may have given the person many chances in their mind, but once they see that it's not working, they decide to walk away. Their intuition is like a warning system. It alerts them when something is off. Even if everything looks fine on the outside, if the INFJ senses emotional danger or a lack of growth, they listen to that feeling. They have learned to trust it. This connection between their vision and intuition is powerful. It helps them avoid staying in situations that will harm them in the long run. They're not afraid to be alone. They are afraid of wasting their energy on people or paths that don't fit their true self. That's why once they walk away, they usually don't return. They already saw where it was heading, and it wasn't a place they wanted to be. Reason number 2, high value on integrity and authenticity. INFJs care deeply about honesty. But it's not just about telling the truth. They want people to be real with them. They want to feel that the person they're close to is genuine, honest with their emotions, and clear in their intentions. They don't do well with fake behavior, hidden motives, or emotional games. When someone breaks their trust, it hits hard. INFJs don't always show how hurt they are, but inside, it leaves a deep mark. They may stay quiet, give the benefit of the doubt, or try to understand the other person's side. But that doesn't mean they've forgotten. If they start to feel that the relationship is not based on real honesty, they begin to shut down. They notice small things that others miss: a change in tone, a shift in energy, a hidden message behind a word. Over time, these small moments add up. The INFJ keeps track in their mind. They test the relationship quietly, watching to see if things will return to a place of truth. If they don't, the INFJ loses faith. Once they believe someone is not being real with them, they don't argue or fight. They just decide that the relationship no longer holds value. It doesn't match their core need for integrity. And when that line is crossed, they walk away. They don't come back because, for them, the connection is broken. They see it as dishonest, and INFJs don't rebuild on a weak foundation. They want their relationships to be built on truth, not just words or memories. Once that trust is gone, so is the INFJ. Reason number 3, tend to internalize until breaking point. NFJs are not quick to speak up when something feels wrong. Instead of reacting right away, they keep things inside. They think deeply, trying to understand the situation, the other person's motives, and whether things will improve. This can go on for a long time. They often give silent chances, hoping things will fix themselves without conflict. They do this because they don't like drama. They don't want to hurt others, and they always try to be fair. But every time something feels off and they don't speak up, it adds weight to their emotions. Over time, the silent pain builds up inside them. Eventually, they reach a point where they can't hold it in anymore. This is often called the INFJ door slam. It's not loud or aggressive. It's quiet, final, and complete. One day, they stop responding. They stop explaining. They disappear from the relationship or friendship. And to the other person, it can seem sudden. But it wasn't sudden for the INFJ. It was the result of everything they've been carrying for weeks, months, or even years. They don't want to explode or blame. So they just leave. They have already processed it all internally. They've already cried, doubted, and tried to fix it in their mind. By the time they walk away, they've already grieved the loss. This is why they don't come back. They already went through the pain. They already let go emotionally long before they let go physically. And for an INFJ, once they reach that point, it's too late to turn around. It's not about revenge. It's about peace. They protect their energy by walking away and not looking back. Reason number 4, introversion and the need for boundaries. Being introverted means INFJs recharge by being alone. They need space to think, reflect, and process their emotions. Social settings can be draining, especially if they feel fake or forced. But it's not just about being quiet. INFJs are also sensitive to the energy around them. When they spend time with someone who constantly takes and never gives back, they start to feel empty. They don't always express this clearly. They might smile, listen, and seem calm on the outside. But inside, they're keeping track of how the connection feels. They want relationships that feel equal. They're not looking for perfect people, but they need respect, space, and understanding. When someone crosses their boundaries again and again, they begin to lose trust. Sometimes the other person doesn't even realize they're doing it because the INFJ never spoke up. But that doesn't mean it didn't hurt. INFJs need clear emotional boundaries. They want to feel safe, not just physically, but emotionally. When they feel used, misunderstood, or emotionally manipulated, they step away. At first, it might just be a little distance. Less texting. Shorter replies. More time alone. But if the pattern continues, they take it as a sign that the relationship is not safe for them anymore. And when they finally walk away, it's because they've decided to protect their peace. They know how hard it is for them to open up. So once someone crosses the line too many times, they shut the door for good. They're not being cold. They're being careful. And once they make that choice, they rarely look back. Reason number 5, they see patterns and predict outcomes. NFJs don't just react to what's happening right now. They're always looking ahead. They notice small details, emotional shifts, and subtle signs that others miss. They might not say anything out loud, but in their mind, they're always building a picture of where things are heading. This makes them very good at seeing patterns. In a relationship, if they keep noticing the same red flags, the same arguments, or the same emotional distance, they begin to predict how it will end. Even if things are calm in the moment, they know that calm won't last. They don't need to wait for something dramatic to happen. If they've already seen how the story plays out, they'll quietly begin to step away. They believe in growth and change, but only when both people are trying. If the other person keeps doing the same hurtful things, the INFJ stops hoping for a different outcome. They also sense when someone's words don't match their actions. When that keeps happening, the INFJ takes it as a warning. They trust their instincts. They have learnt the hard way that ignoring those signs leads to more pain. So when they leave, it's not because of a single moment. It's because they already saw the pattern, the ending, and the hurt it would cause. Walking away is their way of avoiding that pain before it gets worse. And since they already made peace with the future they walked away from, they see no reason to go back. Reason number 6. Once decision is made, they stick to it. NFJs are slow to make final decisions about people. They take their time, observe behavior, and try to understand the full picture. They often forgive silently, give second chances, and hold space for people to change. But once they've reached the end, that decision is not something they question or reverse. When they walk away, it's because they've thought about it deeply. They have looked at the relationship from every angle. They've gone over the good and the bad. They have asked themselves if it's worth saving. And when the answer is no, they don't leave room for doubt. That choice becomes final. It might seem harsh from the outside. But for the INFJ, it's not about being angry or trying to punish anyone. It's about self-respect. It's about knowing they did all they could, and now it's time to let go. This decision is usually made in silence. There's no big scene. No dramatic goodbye. Just a quiet exit and no return. That's because they know going back would only bring more pain or confusion. Once they decide a connection no longer serves their growth, they feel no need to revisit it. It's not coldness. It's clarity. They're not trying to hurt anyone. They're just choosing peace. And for INFJs, peace is something they protect at all costs. Once they close the door, they don't open it again. Not because they don't care, but because they already did for too long. INFJs are not the type to walk away easily. They care deeply. They listen. They try. But when they do walk away, it's never by accident. It comes after long reflection, emotional pain, and clear insight. They don't leave to make a point. They leave because something inside them says it's time to stop trying. In this video, we looked at the deep reasons behind that choice. Their intuition, their values, their emotional boundaries, and their sense of future patterns all guide them. And once they decide to walk away, they rarely return. Not because they hate you, but because they've already made peace with the goodbye. If you've had an INFJ leave your life, it's important to respect the quiet strength behind that choice. And if you are an INFJ, maybe now you understand yourself a little better. The choice to walk away is never easy, but sometimes it's the right one. If this message connected with you, feel free to share your thoughts. And if you want more content like this, you know what to do.